The 2019 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid has a trail mode. We'll be testing it and looking at all the details on this episode of Driving Sports TV. For 2019, the RAV4 Hybrid not only looks more rugged, it also has an improved drivetrain to provide real-world trail potential. But before we get into the hard stuff, let's first run down all the features of our test vehicle. What we have here is a 2019 RAV4 XSE Hybrid. One step down from the loaded limited hybrid, the XSE includes sport-tuned suspension, 18-inch wheels, the 8-inch N-Tune 3.0 touchscreen infotainment system, and a really slick-looking two-tone paint scheme. It also gets a standard sunroof. A panorama is optional. All flavors of the RAV4 Hybrid come standard with the latest Toyota Safety Sense system. This brings collision mitigation, road sign assist, pedestrian detection, lane tracing, automatic high beams, and adaptive cruise control to the table. Our test car also includes parking sonars, rear cross-traffic alerts, blind spot monitors, and a backup camera. The XSE Hybrid starts at $33,700. As you see it here, you're looking at $37,324, including destination. In the back, there's up to 37.6 cubic feet of storage with the second row up, which is exactly the same as the petrol model. The nickel metal hydride batteries are stowed under the second row in what would normally be dead space anyhow. Fold the second row down for a total of 69.8 cubic feet of total capacity. As you can see, a full-size adult fits just fine in the second row. Passengers get a fold-down armrest and two standard USB charging sockets at this trim level. Power comes from a 176 horsepower, 2.5-liter inline-4 under the hood, which is connected to an electric assist motor up front, with the addition of a second electric motor in the back to provide all-wheel drive capability. Altogether, the system puts out 219 combined horsepower. This drivetrain scores 41 miles to the gallon in the city and 38 around town, according to the EPA. As usual, hybrids are more efficient in stop-and-go traffic. New for 2019 is a drive mode selector. This allows you to choose eco or sport drive modes in addition to a normal setting. As you might expect, sport increases electric power out of the gate, where eco reduces it for better efficiency. Above the switch is a large trail button, which we'll get to in just a little bit. Of course, traction control is present. Here's an example of hard acceleration from a stop on gravel with traction control turned on. Now, here's the same situation with traction control turned off. This time, we'll do it with traction control on, but we'll also engage trail mode. In this very specific scenario, there is actually very little difference, but traction on was a tad faster out of the gate, for what it's worth. But in all situations, there wasn't enough power to overdrive the rear wheels. Now, with all the details sorted, let's head to the mountains and see just how capable this new RAV4 Hybrid is in the real world. As usual, we have a number of tests to put it through. First up, the S-curve.
Now what we're really testing here is the ability of the system to send power to the back. It's not about how controlled we can go through the corner, it's whether or not we can coax that power to go to the rear wheels. Now keep in mind, with this hybrid, the rear wheels are only connected to an electric motor, and it's the same one as the last generation, but it's been reprogrammed to be way more aggressive in power delivery. Let's see if it can deliver. I'm gonna go put this into sport, and I'm going to go ahead and turn traction control off because I'm not interested in traction control getting its nose in my business. Okay, let's do it. Floor it. Oh, got wheel spin. Oh, all four corners are spinning wheels. And I go through the corner and I add some throttle. Yeah, whoa, throttle lift oversteer. Okay, so what we got there is I could feel a little bit of power going to the back. And in fact, the gauge up front here showed power going to the back. And that is a huge improvement over the last version. With the last one, if you recall, I couldn't ever feel anything going on in the back. For all intents and purposes, it was a front-wheel drive car. This one, This one's way better already. Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead and move on to the uphill rock climb. I have to say that the specs are very impressive on this new hybrid. It has 8.6 inches of ground clearance. My rear wheel drive is powered solely by the electric motor. Together, they put out 219 horsepower, which actually makes this a pretty powerful little crossover. Trail conditions look dry today, although it seems like every time I come out here, the roads look worse. I can see right off the bat that up here, the tree stumps are going to be a problem. So far, I don't need any special features. I'm just driving with the way I had it set up for that S-curve, which is sport and everything off. Okay, there we go. I have now hit the end of the ability to do that. Let's go ahead and turn stability back on. I'm going to go ahead and push traction control to normal. And I'm not going to go into trail mode yet. Let's see if we can get through this without going into trail mode first. Okay, it's showing me that power spinning there, spinning there. Most of the power is going to the back though, according to that gauge. So what I'm going to do now is put this vehicle into trail mode, and we'll see if that changes the situation. So I'm going to start creeping forward. Nope, still no go.
On the gauges, you can see that it is sending more power to the wheels with grip, but either the tires are just too limited or the power is. Either way, that's a lot of wheel spin. So what exactly is trail mode? According to Toyota, this new mode will much more aggressively suppress wheel spin from individual wheels. When enabled, brake systems and all-wheel drive control are optimized for rough conditions while at low speeds. Based on the information that Toyota supplied us, it sounds very much like Subaru's X mode and the standard RAV4's multi-terrain select system, just here applied to a hybrid. In terms of drivetrain, the back electric motor has also been optimized for greater output on both paved surfaces as well as off-road. Toyota claims that up to 80% of available drive force is available to the rear wheels. That's up from 60% on the previous generation. Toyota says that the all-wheel drive package in this new RAV4 Hybrid does support an E-differential-like effect with power moving from the wheels that slip to the wheels with grip. In practice, however, it didn't seem to work as well as I would have liked.
I'm going to have to try to find a new path. Now, I have 8.6 inches of ground clearance here, so I feel pretty confident if I go over these that I will land without hitting the vehicle. Okay, new line was required apparently. Come on, you can do it. This is way more complicated than I thought it was going to be. Okay, let me check the exterior here, see what we got. Okay, so we just have rocks, big rocks. Okay. I haven't even gotten to the hard stuff yet. So I'm in trail mode. I see a lot of the power going to the back. Spin. Now it's looking like the front left and the rear right wheel are the one that are having the traction issues. Okay, just force my way through. Come on, trail mode, do your thing. Oof. Okay, I can't straddle those rocks on the left because they're too tall. So I'm gonna have to straddle the ditch on the right, which is really gonna test these approach and departure angles and the ability to scamper up these rocks. Come on. Let's see if we can we do? No, there's no trail crawl control. In fact, there's very little in terms of anything I can actually control here. Okay, come on, you can get this. Slowly creep along. Okay, well, I mean, I'm on a trail covered in rocks with a hybrid. Whoever thought that would happen? Ooh, okay, made it to the top. The lower section was really difficult, and I don't feel like it should have been. Let's go ahead and see how we do all the way down. Now there should be a hill descent control or something here. Where's a hill descent control? Does it have hill descent control? Maybe that's just built into the trail mode. Let's just see. Nope, nope, nope. Really? No hill, there's trail, but not hill descent control. That's weird.
Now, it is important to consider the tires. Our hybrid test car was equipped with Michelin Primacy all seasons. The traditionally powered RAV4 Limited we tested earlier had Yokohama Advan GTs, another all-season option. Without a doubt, both vehicles would have benefited from a more aggressive tread. But at the end of the day, this all-wheel drive system equipped with factory tires just wasn't great on this particularly challenging forest road. The fact is that no hybrids will ever see serious off-road trail driving. Instead, the all-wheel drive system is there to provide security in rain and snow. I get that. But as it turns out, with the RAV4 Hybrid, going electric has more benefits than just improved fuel economy.
Okay, let's go ahead and do a 0 to 60 and see just how much faster this hybrid powertrain is. I'm gonna go ahead and pull on here. This is a flat freeway on-ramp. I'm gonna put the car into sport transmission and sport drive mode, and I'm just gonna mosh the throttle. And 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa, okay. I see power immediately going to the rear. 40, 50, now it's going to the front, and 60. That is so much faster than the Subaru Forester. It's not even funny. Now there's another thing that's really interesting about this hybrid, and that's when you compare it to the gas-powered RAV4, this one is much quieter on the freeway. I mean, it's still not an Audi, it's not supposed to be, but it does a much better job of reducing the amount of NVH that we get inside the cabin here. And that comes primarily from the front motor being not quite as buzzy as the standard motor is. Of course, we're on a particularly loud section of freeway where I'm saying that. For the most part, if you buy any Toyota these days, you're going to get Toyota's Safety Sense system included in the vehicle. And this one also has the latest and greatest adaptive cruise control system, which is kind of a semi-autonomous mode. All I need to do is turn on cruise control, set my speed, and turn on lane detection, and boom, it's driving itself. How cool is that? Now, it won't drive like this forever because this is not a proper autonomous system. This is just kind of a basic level system, but it does a really good job of reducing fatigue on long distance trips. You don't have to do all those little micro adjustments while you're driving because the car is, for all intents and purposes, driving itself. It just, you know, only does it for about 7 seconds at a time. It's going to turn, and it does a really good job of tracking in the middle of the lane, even on turns. Ping-ponging is a thing of the past with the latest Toyota systems. It's pretty cool that the RAV4 has a semi-autonomous system equal to or better than what you would have found in Lexus just a few years ago.
Now that I have spent a lot of quality time with the RAV4 both on-road and off, I have come to a surprising conclusion.
So the crazy thing here is that this RAV4 Hybrid is actually the best RAV4 you can get. Whereas the standard RAV4 has a motor that's a little underpowered and a little buzzy, this one, in many cases, it drives like a V6. I mean, it has really good 0 to 60. It has really great cruising manners because it's fairly quiet most of the time. And even on the freeway, you have less buzzing, less NVH from the motor, which makes this one just way nicer to deal with every day. Now granted, you do give up a little capability, but it is good enough for 90% of what people are going to do. Heck, 99%. I mean, who's going to do a trail like that? Hardly anybody. I mean, when would you need to do that? And if you are, you probably don't want to take this one, honestly. But for what people actually do want in a RAV4, this one is easily the best RAV4 you can get. In fact, this is one of my favorite compact crossovers now. It just is. It is so good. I'm a little shocked that I even said that, but it's true. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more off-road testing, and also be sure to share this with your friends because we need more subscribers. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. We need to hit that mark, get the plaque. I can taste it. So please hit that subscribe button and we'll see you again next week.